This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Good evening. Welcome to the Easthampton City Council meeting for Wednesday, January 17th. The meeting tonight is being recorded and broadcast by eMedia and Chatter Channel 193 and live streaming on their webpage, easthamptonmedia.org. Councilors or participants in this meeting are gathered in hybrid on the order extended until March 2025, which allow us to do so. I remind both the member of the City Council and the public participating remote remain mute until recognized by the City Council President. Also, for the member of the public, please remove your camera for the duration of the meeting unless you are participating in public speak time or the public hearing. Thank you. This meeting is now called to order. Barbara.
Connie Denham.
Here.
Salem Derby.
Present.
Omar Gomez.
Here.
JP Kaczynski.
Here.
Tom Peak.
Here.
Brad Riley.
Here.
Tamara Smith.
Here.
JT Terrell.
Here.
Owen Zarrett.
Present.
Please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will take a motion to approve the minutes for January 2nd and 3rd.
So moved.
I need a second. I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Barbara.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Abstain.
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski.
Aye.
Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith.
Aye.
JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zarrett.
Aye.
Motion passes. Public speak time. This is the opportunity for the public to address the council regarding any topic not listed under the public hearing. If anyone from the public wanna address anything to the council, this is the time. You're gonna have 3 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record, and see if anyone here. Wendy?
Yes, hi. My name is Wendy Hammerly. I live at 18 Trueheart Drive in Easthampton. I am a long-term member of the city's Manhan Rail Trail Committee, and I'm currently serving as president of the Friends of the Manhan Rail Trail. And I just want to speak tonight briefly to say that I enthusiastically support the city's Mass Trails grant application. To my core, I believe that the trail is one of the city's best, most valuable assets. The benefits are well documented. You know, you've got exercising and socializing. It's used by folks of all ages, economic backgrounds and abilities. And of course, we have commuters. So for every person commuting on their bike, that's a car that's not on the road. And of course, the economic benefits are also well documented. We know that the trail brings people to Easthampton, and we've actually had people tell us that they moved to Easthampton because of the Manhan Rail Trail. And of course, we're also part of a bigger network of trails, including one that goes all the way from Northampton down to the Connecticut shore. So if our trail is so great, why are we looking for funds from Mass Trails? Well, sections of the trail are now closing in on 20 years of age, and we have tree roots that are pushing up through the pavement, causing vertical cracks. And we believe that this is a serious safety issue. And we've had actually reports from bikers and rollerbladers telling us that they've been thrown. So, you know, since its inception, the trail has been maintained, I think, very well by some very dedicated volunteers. And most recently, we've had a lot of much appreciated help from the DPW. But the bottom line is that repaving large sections of the Manhan Rail Trail is beyond the scope of our volunteer organization and our funds, which are basically made up of donations. So I urge the City Council to support this grant application. And I really believe that we can and we must do a better job of maintaining this very popular and heavily used trail. And we want to ensure that all users have a safe and positive experience on the trail. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, let's move on. Communication for elected officials, boards, and committee. Councilor Sarrett.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just quickly, the Biodiversity, Environment, and Ecological Sustainability Committee, or Bees Committee, has set its first meeting for January 29th at 6 p.m. in Conference Room 1. This will be generally an organizational committee meeting, and once a chair is established, we'll begin business. As the council knows, this committee was established to address a number of issues, but also to start undertaking some of the items required to make the city, or consider making the city a Xerxes Society bee city. This is part of broader environmental action that the city's been undertaking. As you remember, we affirmed and voted, I think unanimously, a climate crisis resolution by the councilor in Precinct 4. I think that was last term. And then the city's also undertaking a climate action plan. And so there's a lot of work to be done. This committee, I'm sure, will probably be a big part of that. And following up on ongoing work that the city's been doing around sustainability issues. On that note, the nip bottle bin's almost full again. So 17,000 plus bottles that we've collected. It's a bunch of plastic that's still lying around. Just because it's in a bin doesn't mean we have a better place to put it. But hopefully this continues to create visibility. We can dispose of these at least in an organized manner, and hopefully the state will consider measures such as the bottle bill, the new bottle bill, to at least create recycling infrastructure and deposits. So people should feel free to join that meeting. It's in person. There's not going to be much happening other than organizing, but hopefully we'll see a lot from this committee going forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Denham.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to make an announcement that the Municipal Leadership Academy was postponed because of the spike in COVID. So we're just waiting for those numbers to come down, and then we will reschedule that. So we appreciate people's interest. We are committed to doing this, and that actually provides individuals more opportunity to sign up. So if you are interested, please fill out the application, which is found on the website, and we will hopefully get that scheduled as soon as it is safer for everyone to be together.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other Councilor? Seeing none. Mayor's communications, not here. Any correspondence from the Vice President, Councilor Derby?
I do not have anything, Mr. President. Thank you.
Have anything either. Start doing the report from Finance, Councilor Peak.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, the two interdepartmental transfers we'll be talking about during public hearing, and that was most of what we talked about. So thus concludes.
Thank you. Public Safety, Councilor Sarrett.
We have not met since the last meeting. We have a, so to recap 2023 and 2022, we have a meeting coming up on February 27th. There's no real other business in front of us. I'll actually get to that. The 27th of February, we'll be meeting with Fire Department for their report, and the 12th of...
When is the meeting? Sorry.
February 27th.
Okay.
Normally we'd be meeting, I think it would be the second Tuesday of the month, but there was a scheduling conflict. The meeting in March, just to look ahead, will be with the police department. And at that time, we'll be able to do some finalizing of review around the ordinance review items, that there's like 3 of them that are still sitting in committee, and we need just some input from police with that. Other than that, I don't think we have any items to extend. I'm sorry, but that concludes.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Riley, appointments.
Thank you, Mr. President. I actually can talk for a little bit, so I think we can get us through the next 5 minutes. So the appointment committee has 3 appointees that were before us. So first we had Kira Henninger to the Parks and Recreation Commission with a term expiration date of December 31st, 2024, and James Crawford to the Manhan Rail Trail Committee, also with a term expiration date of December 31st, 2024. So just to inform the council, Kira has been a resident of Easthampton since 2009, has 2 twin boys in the 5th grade at Mountain View School. She was recently the recreation coordinator for the Easthampton Youth Soccer Association and also a coach for boys soccer, basketball, and baseball. She also serves in capacity as a member of the Mountain View School Council. And then in her career, she is a school psychologist for the Northampton Public Schools and then served in a variety of leadership support roles such as building delegate and liaison for the Massachusetts Teachers Association. So she did express in a letter to the committee a desire to expand upon Parks and Rec services and programming in our community to make them more engaging and accessible for all of our residents. James is also a resident of Easthampton. He currently lives across the street from the Manhan Rail Trail. This has afforded him lived experiences utilizing and observing the trail for leisure and travel by members of the community. And he expressed saying that the trail is important to him and that it's a unique trait of Easthampton that he wants to protect, maintain, and improve. So, since winter decided to finally happen, the appointment committee was unable to meet because of weather issues to be able to host these appointees in person. So for that reason alone, we have no committee recommendation. I would be thrilled to have them both serve our community, so I ask that you accept my advocacy and endorsement in lieu of a formal committee recommendation. So I move to appoint Kira Henninger to the Parks and Recreation Commission and James Crawford to the Manhan Rail Trail Committee with a term expiration date of December 31st, 2024.
Oh, second.
We have a motion and a second to approve those 2 appointments. Any further discussion? Councilor Sarat?
Just to clarify, Mr. Chairperson, it sounds like, just in inferencing from what you were saying, that you were quite satisfied with what you read from their application. Do you have any reservations?
No, I don't have any reservations specifically. I think, there are always specific appointments that have, I guess I'll say, more weight behind them because of the roles that they play within our community. While the Parks and Rec Commission doesn't necessarily have some of the same procedural weight that like the the Board of Health would, this is a really important part of our community. And, I've known Kira in the community for a few years now. I think probably all of you also know her as well. She is heavily engaged in Parks and Recreation programming. So I feel pretty comfortable not having met with her, given those circumstances. And then also, I think anytime we have somebody that has a passion to protect the Manhan Rail Trail and want to, make it more accessible and protect it. I mean, we just heard from somebody in public speak time saying that there are areas that need to be fixed. So any person that wants to be a steward of the Manhan Rail Trail Committee, in my opinion, should be moved forward. So, yeah.
Thank you. Just one more thing. I think both expire 12/31/2024 because they're filling.
That's correct. Yeah. So I know most of us know this. Just another opportunity to educate the public. So our appointment terms belong to the seat, which is typically 3 years. There are some that are have different lengths of time, but 3 years. So if somebody vacates the position, which I think is probably Councilor Terrell might have been the person. So then the seat itself has the expiration date. Now, any person that's appointed to a term and it expires at the end of the year is open for reappointment. They just simply need to communicate their desire to the mayor.
Thank you. Any other questions? No? Barbara?
Salem Derby,
Aye.
Omar Gomez,
Aye.
JP Kaczynski.
Aye.
Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith.
Aye.
JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Dunham.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, and then we have a third appointee, Gary Turku, for the Council on Aging with a term expiration date of December 31st, 2025. So unfortunately, upon review of the application, I determined that Mr. Turku was ineligible for appointment to the Council on Aging solely because his primary residence and voter registration are in the community of Amherst. So another opportunity to educate people. There are a handful of boards, committees, and commissions in the city of Easthampton that have distinct qualifications to serve, and the Council on Aging is one such agency that requires that. For anybody that would like to read up on it, it's a very short statement, but Chapter 2, Article 2, Division 3, Section 2-51A of our city ordinances states that people appointed to the Council on Aging must be from the voters and residents of the city. So in order to apply and be put on the Council on Aging, you need to be a registered voter living in Easthampton. Were this not a criterion, I would see no reason to withdraw his application, but the ordinance is what it is. So, I communicated that to Mr. Turku. So therefore, I move to withdraw Mr. Turku's appointment to the Council on Aging without prejudice.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Councilor
I
Kuczynski.
just have a question, somewhat related to the motion. Is there some way that this gentleman who was very interested was encouraged to still be able to support the Council on Aging and if anyone's willing to come from Amherst to volunteer,
Right.
I'm saying, grab them, let's go.
Yeah, so, just to provide a little extra context, so Mr. Turku is a vice president at Easthampton Savings Bank, and we know how important that organization has been to Easthampton over the years. They do a lot of philanthropic work. They support us in so many ways. I did send Mr. Turku information to get engaged with the ad hoc committee for the new Council on Aging building. So I've put him in contact with Cynthia Terrell and then shared the press briefings that came out from the mayor's office that provided more information. So, yeah, it's still an opportunity for him to provide his experience. I'm sure getting a new building in place is going to require a lot of financial knowledge, and I think someone from the Easthampton Savings Bank could certainly provide that. So yeah, and then also this is just to say that just because somebody is ineligible for a specific committee doesn't mean that they can't serve on any other committees as well. Most of our committees are not restrictive on who can serve. This just happens to be one of them, and I think I would have to dig in to find the exact citation, but I think it has a lot to do with Mass General Law and how Council on Agings are formed. So, for this particular scenario, it's out of our control. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Barbara?
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski. Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith.
Aye.
JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Dunham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, and then the appointment committee will meet on Monday, February 5th at 6 p.m. in the second floor conference room, which is right here directly behind us in City Council chambers. We do not have any new appointees, but we will be discussing some urgent recruitment needs and providing the committee with an overview of the process improvement plan. So if any counselors are interested in engaging in that process, I'd love to have you there, and thus concludes.
Thank you. I will take a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second to open the public hearing. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Barbara?
JP Kaczynski. Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith. JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye. Motion passes. Councilor Peak?
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, this is my first time doing the public hearing section of this, so I will appeal for a little bit of patience. I'm no Dan Rist. The first thing that we have before us is a $6,075 appropriation from assessors to IT to subscribe to a web-based application, Nearmap. What Nearmap is an aerial imaging service that takes twice a year, once with leaves on, once with leaves off, high quality, sort of geocoded images of the whole city. The assessors can use this to see whether somebody put, say, a deck or a shed or something else without pulling a construction permit, without having to go snoop around people's houses. But it's not, that's the prime, and then that has the opportunity within it to capture some new revenue that otherwise might have gone uncaptured. So that's the one side of it. There are other departments, such as conservation being one, planning being another, that might have other uses for this software, because you can use it, for instance, to be able to tell exactly what side of a property line a tree lies on, or how far a stream is going to be from a footprint of a development. So we received several letters in support from other departments. Martha, our assessor, is here to answer any questions, if you have any, about the software or its use. At her previous job in East Longmeadow, they used it, so there is she has some background with it, and the city just completed a trial use of it to see who might have some uses of it. So,
Martha, you want to add something?
I think you did great, yeah.
You have to go to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Your name is Martha, and she's the city.
Martha Leamy, Principal Assessor. Thank you, Councilors, President. Tom, no, that's, you pretty much said it all. Planning, I know Dan Murphy was really excited about it. It would save cost in sometimes having to go out for consultants, mileage, having to drive to sites that you could just go see for yourself. Another thing is the historical. So, taxpayers would be able to use it. Well, anybody would be able to use it. You can get it from our website. It would interface with our current GIS CAI, which would show the property boundaries and give you the same ortho imagery. So taxpayers liked it because they could just look and see, like Tom mentioned, property boundaries where trees are. Cassie was using it during the trial for wetlands, to measure how far from projects they are from wetlands. And it's just a really great tool that could possibly pay for itself when used regularly. So, you know, oftentimes our schedules don't coincide with the homeowners. So that's one reason we can't get in properties. Some people don't want us on their properties. They don't want to see what they've added that they might not have permitted. Or fence lines, tree lines, you can't always see the property. So we're not looking to snoop, but it's just another tool that could be a revenue maker for the community.
Thank you. Any councilor have any question? Councilor Riley?
Not so much a question, but just an extra point to emphasize. You know, I have some familiarity with this type of software in my professional life, and that there are also public safety and emergency management benefits as well by having really up-to-date information. So, if a shed exists on a property that may not be in a previous scan, that's an opportunity for our public safety officers to know, what exactly exists on a property. So, this is just to re-emphasize that point, that there's a lot of opportunities for the entire city to utilize this that could not just save money, but has a potential of saving lives too.
Thank you. Councilor Kuczynski?
I just want to say it certainly sounds like the benefits are there. I had a specific question about the definitiveness. It had always been my understanding that assessors' maps were never definitive in terms of establishing boundaries, so that assessors' maps over a geographic map really isn't.
They're not
definitive, so the public should
totally
really
accurate.
rely totally on, well, this tree is here, that tree is there. I just wanted, I think, the boundaries are close.
Yeah. So
maybe you can help us with that so that the public can understand.
Yeah, anytime plans are done and then they are brought to our mapping service, it will always skew the lines. So if they've found, because of technology, it's gotten much better than rods, chains, and links back in the day, it's always going to skew. And I would always tell a taxpayer, if they're having a boundary dispute or they have a tree that might fall on their property, but they don't know if it's actually on their property, they really need to hire a survey, because that's the only way you're going to get accurate boundaries. Or if you've had a survey and it's been recorded, you can just get that from the Registry of Deeds at masslandrecords.com. Hampshire County. So that's really the only way. It's more just a tool. People like it because they can informally see what is on their property, how far from the boundary their shed is or their pool. Just sometimes they want to do an informal before they go for a survey if they're looking to get a variance and they want to see how much side yard they have. But yes, I would never say that these are your boundaries and you're good to go. They need to hire a survey if they really, I really think if you find the pins, you can measure it yourself, but I mean, do you all know where your pins are? Yes, you might have to dig a little or get through some brush, but yeah, always hire a survey. But it's been a useful tool to taxpayers as well, because they come in looking for plot plans, and we don't have plot plans, but you can see right there in the picture.
So most of the time, it's going to be pretty darn accurate, good enough for doing some things, and not necessarily good enough to do.
Yeah.
When you need a surveyor.
So it's not a mapping service. We have that. It will link up with our mapping service, so you can get that clear ortho imagery with the property boundaries. But the accuracy of the measurements are within 3 inches. So you can zoom in and then you can measure roof lines. You can see if roofs have been completed. So I don't want there to be any confusion that this is our mapping system, but it will link up with our CAI mapping system. But the same applies if you have an issue with your boundaries. You really need to get a survey done or see if there's been one, which usually is on your deed.
Thank you.
Any other counselor? Anyone from the public have any questions or comments about this transfer? Seeing none, Councilor Peak.
There we go. All right. Request is hereby made for the approval of the following appropriation. Amount requested, $6,075 to be transferred from assessors, administrative assistant salaries to be transferred to IT software account. The amount requested will be used for the following purpose: to subscribe to a web-based application, NearMap, that provides high-resolution, up-to-date aerial maps to be integrated with our current CAI mapping system to be used by multiple departments.
Second.
Do I have to?
I think there's
I read that part.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We have.
Oh, I make that in the form of a motion? Is that the part I have to
I
say?
have a motion and a second for the transfer of $6,000 with $75 from the assessors to IT to subscribe to the web-based application near map. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Barbara?
Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith.
Aye.
JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski.
Aye.
Motion passes. Councilor Peak.
Thank you, Mr. President. The other item that we have is an old bill from the Board of Health for $150 for the, we had some questions about it. We received a memorandum from Alison Egan, our director, our health director, which says that the services reflected in the original invoice from Ms. Dupras were delivered on the 24th of June, 2023. The invoice was not delivered, and the process by the end of the fiscal year, leading to our request to pay this invoice from 2024 funds instead. Paying this invoice from our 2024 budget will not impact our operation through the personnel services line item for the remainder of the year. So basically, it just came in at the end of the fiscal year, and they weren't able to pay it until now, which happens from time to time. For what it's worth, the Finance Committee voted to approve both of these things, 3-0.
Any councilor have any questions or comments about this transfer? Anyone from the public have any questions or comments about this transfer? Seeing none, Councilor Peak.
Okay, request is hereby made for the approval of the following appropriation. Amount requested, $150 to be transferred from Board of Health Professional Services, $150 to be transferred to Board of Health Professional Services, $150. The amount requested will be used for the following purpose: to provide vote to pay prior fiscal year bill for inspection services out of our current fiscal year. This will cover the invoice for services by Brie Dupras on 6/24/2023 for the Thunder in the Valley event. I make that request in the form of a motion.
I have a motion and a second for the transfer of $150. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Barbara?
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith.
Aye.
JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski.
Aye.
Tom Peak.
Aye.
Motion passes. I will take a motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to close public hearing. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Barbara?
Tamara Smith.
Aye.
JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski. Sorry.
Aye.
Tom Peak.
Aye.
And Brad Riley.
Aye.
Motion passes. The motion, he voted twice. Just kidding.
Distracted by the noise.
I know. Right? So let's move to ordinance. Councilor Denham.
Yeah, hi, thank you, Mr. President. So the first thing is, I'm gonna, in the form of a motion, want to remove the Ordinance Review Committee's final report without prejudice. There's just been other matters before the Ordinance Committee that is just taking precedence, and we have a lot of things on that are coming up, and this just continues to be kind of pushed down the way. And so it's just not making progress at the moment. So just want to make a motion to remove that without prejudice.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to remove the Ordinance Review Committee final report without prejudice. Any further discussion? Councilor Riley.
This is just a question, because I know we were always meaning to get to it when I was on the Ordinance Committee. Is there any particular harm in it staying there? Because my only thought, and this is, I'm completely open to what other people have to say, is that if it's out of sight, then it's out of mind. And I would like us to still be able to do work on it. And I just don't want people to forget about it. That's it. Totally open to other people's thoughts.
Before that, Councilor Denham, you want to answer?
No, as the chair, this is a issue that's a priority to me, so it's not going to be forgotten from where I'm sitting.
Councilor Sarat?
Yeah, I was also just going to say, too, I mean, I sit on a committee that also has pieces of this that we've just taken a while to get to, and it can always be brought back. There's opportunities outside of committee to workshop it as long as it's not, I mean, in fact, now it's not an agenda item. There's potentially ways to workshop it in a more friendly way, too. So I respect the chair's opinion, and I think, when it's ready, it can come back.
Any other councilor? Barbara?
JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski. Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith. Aye.
Motion passes. Councilor Denham?
Yeah, and then the other thing that we have is the amendments to the electronic message center sign ordinance. Sorry. And we'll be talking about that at our next meeting, which is going to be January 23rd, Tuesday, 6 p.m. in room 1. That concludes.
Thank you, Councilor. Property, Councilor Sarat?
Thank you, Mr. President. We have not met since our last meeting. We have an upcoming meeting this coming Monday. Let me get to my notes. Monday, the 22nd of January, 6 p.m. in room 1. That will be a hybrid meeting to discuss the request for some poll locations, both movement and new locations on Loudville Road. The Eversource rep will be there as well, hybrid. He lives in the eastern part of the state, especially given the weather recently. He and I went back and forth. He's actually very willing to drive out here, but I felt that for all intents and purposes and the availability of technology, it was completely reasonable to have him be hybrid and avoid any extra time spent on his part, as well as his own safety with uncertain winter weather. So that will be that Monday, this coming Monday. Again, that's room 1. Also will be hybrid. But I encourage people to attend in person if they can. And on that note, I'd like to set a public hearing for that item in these chambers at 6:15 p.m. on February 7th. That's in the form of a motion.
Second.
I have, is it 7 or 6?
7th or 6th?
Well, whatever, yes.
Whatever that one, I think it's the 6th.
Okay, well, let me just check the date, because it would be really embarrassing if we had a public hearing on a day that we weren't here.
It's the 7th.
Yeah,
It is the 7th.
The 7th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It was right, Councilor.
Yep.
I stand by my initial request for February 7th.
We have a second, right?
Yeah, second.
I have a motion and a second to schedule a public hearing. Our next meeting at 6:15 at these chambers. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Barbara?
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski.
Aye.
Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith. Aye. JT Terrell.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thus concludes.
Thank you, Councilor Sarat. Rules, Councilor Kuczynski.
No report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor. We don't have a scheduled meeting yet, right?
We do not have a scheduled meeting.
Okay.
I understand we have an item coming forward, so we
Yes, and we have the request of the special act too.
We
so-
do, yeah.
Okay, we can figure that out later.
Yeah.
Thank you, Councilor. Rules, new business. I will start with the.
Old business.
Oh,
Anything?
Sorry. Yeah, no, we got that because we have a letter from
Okay.
Councilor Denham. We should move that. We can move that as a new business. So let's.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that. At the same time, we're going to move the other
Okay.
items. Let's go to new business. Councilor Denham, you have a question?
Yeah, no, not a question. Sorry. I just wanted to, I forgot to mention that the ordinance meeting is going to be hybrid also. So I just want to make sure that that was noted.
Thank you, Councilor. New business. We have keep calling city planner, but it's a different position, right? Planning director. Planning director. Jeff Bagg, he want to address something to the council because we should voting tonight to support a letter. And if you can tell us exactly what you need from the council, that will be good.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for letting me just explain. The packet contained a cover letter giving some context to this Mass Trails grant that the city is hoping to apply for, and then there's a draft letter of support that would come from you, hopefully voted on tonight because the deadline is February 1st. But I wanted to hopefully just provide a little bit of a context. Unfortunately, at this time, we don't have a cost estimate for the project that we're pursuing. But I did want to talk through it a little bit and I wanted to give the council a little bit of an order of magnitude of what we expect to see this project look like. And then just a reminder that this is not a financial request at this time. This is a letter of support to show that we, have your support around the project. So as Wendy spoke at the beginning during public speak, the rail trail is our gem. I've highlighted in the letter that the open space plan from 2021 highlights it as our most important asset for recreational purposes. It is aging. The issues sound pretty minor, but there are roots that are causing the trail to heave up. In some cases, there's sinkholes, and in some cases, there are cracks. So, on the surface, it sounds kind of minor, but when you take the 6 miles of the path and look at that and try to assess the condition, we are looking at a really substantial project. And the two things I really wanted to kind of just mention for the council to be aware of is for at least a year, internally, the city has been having some discussions about how would a city department take over maintenance responsibilities for the trail. That hasn't been solved yet because it's a funding question, it's a staffing question, and some equipment and vehicles things. But as we look at that maintenance, future maintenance, we see this as an opportunity to take care of some pretty big repair issues. Take that off of the table for whoever is going to be doing the future maintenance. So whether it's DPW or the Parks Department, we see this as an opportunity to start to chip away at some of these big ticket items so that we can hand over the trail in good repair, and so that it's just future maintenance that would be the primary responsibility. And then second is that there are safety issues, and if we don't start to try to address them now, the trend is that everything will just cost more. So things are not getting less expensive to deal with in the future, they're getting more expensive. So Mass Trails is a very competitive program, but it's an opportunity for us to pursue the funding to do these repairs. The order of magnitude that we're looking at is probably $1 million. And this grant funding source is $500,000 that's available. But I wanted to give the council sort of the expectation that, and through discussions with the mayor and others, we would hope that the city would be contributing $200,000 approximately. So I wanted to give that to council because in the letter it references financial support. So that'll be a separate request probably in the next 2 months that will come forward through the mayor for that additional funding. But I wanted to give you guys some context as to what we're talking about. The difference between the million and say 700,000 is that we probably can't do it all at once. So after meeting with the Manhattan Rail Trail Committee, we think that going after the largest cracks and the biggest safety issues would be that first order of business. And we think that that could be packaged up at a cost of, these are all approximate numbers, but $700,000, of which the grant would cover $500,000 and the city's contribution would be that difference. And so we don't have those cost estimates in front of us now, which is why we'll come back to City Council with an actual appropriation request. But I figured that would be helpful for you all to have some context, and just to make sure that I think the council is aware that we're having these internal discussions. It's going to be an important conversation about sort of permanently having a department take care of the trail. But this is one of the first steps that we want to take, is to try to chip off some of the big ticket items. So I can be available for questions if you have
Any
any.
councilor have any questions? Councilor Riley?
Just the, so is this grant just the flat $500,000, or is it like contingent on we as in like everybody else also matches the additional 500,000, or do we just apply it and get it, and then whatever else we come up with to cover the rest of the cost? Can you kind of explain how that works?
Yes, I can try. So the Mass Trails grant is a matching grant. So they cover 80% of the total cost of the project, up to 500,000.
Okay.
So if we can, we'll ask for as you know, we'll try to be as frugal as possible. But we're expecting the $700,000 figure to be something that we can make a lot of the repairs with. So the minimum expectation is 20%.
Okay.
And that's about that figure when you factor in the 20% of the grant. I had crunched the numbers. What they do is if you use 700,000 for the figure, they calculate 80% of that is what they'll cover, up to 500,000. So that leaves us a cost of 60,000 there, and then the 20% match is another 140. So that gets us to that $200,000 figure. That's what we wanted to present to you as our expectation. I don't expect us to go higher because I think that's going to be difficult in this time frame. But that was my purpose, is to come and kind of just try to explain some of that.
And as soon we apply for this, how long will it take to get an answer? A couple months or?
In the past, looking at this, we've applied several times and we have not gotten a Mass Trails grant. They're very competitive. I think that they're doing announcements in June or July. So after this vote for the letter of support, again, that's a reminder, this is just a letter. The other letters that we have, on the way are from Representative Carey, Senator Velas. We're going to have a letter from the mayor, the DPW, the Manhattan Rail Trail Committee, the Friends of the Northampton Rail Trail, the Norwalk Network, All Out Adventures, and the Council on Aging are all going to be letters of support along with yours.
Nice.
To show that sort of that broad user groups. So yours is the most important one, but we have a whole bunch that we're going to package up for this.
And it's fair to say that we're going to see you or the city, in this case the mayor, coming back after we get the grant, so that will be in the middle of summer for the amount to match this grant?
That's a great question. I don't know for sure. In the past, we have come for the appropriation and made it contingent upon getting the grant. And the funding sources like that, because if they were to award us in June, we want to have that matching funds available at that time so that because the project has to be done in a year. So we will probably be back in 2 months or so. And any kind of financial request at that time would be contingent upon getting the grant.
And this is going to be probably unfair questions to you, but is the mayor identified from where she's going to get that money?
She referenced 2 different funding source opportunities, but that will be a decision that has to get made before the appropriation request comes to the council. So, but that has been the discussion. So it's an open discussion that we've been having, that the mayor is supportive of the project as well.
Perfect. Any other concerns?
No, I was going to ask whether or not it was contingent on getting the grant, so you answered my question.
Great.
Councilor Sarrett?
I mean, obviously, just supporting generally infrastructure improvements and repairs to what I consider a very important pedestrian and non-motorized piece of our infrastructure that not only is usable within the city, but connects us to other cities. And I know there's expansion now happening in Southampton or plans for that. So I think it's crucial. Does the amount, so it's a minimum 20% match, but if we're pledging or purporting to support more money than 20%, does that benefit us in the application process?
I think generally speaking, it does.
Okay.
The funding sources like to see that. As of now, we would have some extra funds in there just because of the cost of the project goes over that threshold.
Mm-hmm.
We will also be having narrative in there that the planning department has funding through the zoning incentive account. When we produce a certain number of housing units, the city gets some payments for that, and it's incentive to do certain things. So the planning department has paid the initial $22,000 for the consultant to do this assessment. So that becomes part of the narrative of our our commitment to this and our ability to be doing the upfront assessments. So we're not asking the grant to do the assessments, and so those things combined are all benefits to the way that they rank these grants. So that was a long yes. Sorry.
Any other questions? Councilor Kuczynski?
Of course, supportive. Jeff, does it make any sense to, or does it hurt us to approach the business community of those who would benefit from trail improvements? Those in Tandem, the Will Bundy, the folks on Pleasant Street who own the other mills, maybe some of the businesses, to add to their voice to this? Or is that more of what you would use to do economic development, but rather than trails, are trails people really?
I think it's a good strategy for a lot of the grants. I think if we had more time at our disposal, we probably would, but I think we've tried to reach out to the entities that show the broadest user groups. And then in speaking with the Manhan Committee, it's going to be prioritizing the safety issues. There might be something to do if we are successful in getting the grant and moving this project forward, maybe talking to those entities about adding some funds or seeking donations to keep, do as many of the repairs as possible. So that might be the better use of time and strategy, is if once we get the funding, to keep trying to build additional funding into it.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, I will take the motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the Mass Trails Grant Letter of Support from the council.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to support the letter. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Barbara?
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski.
Aye.
Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith. Aye. JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Motion passes. Councilor Peak for the new business.
Thank you, Mr. President.
This is going to be rules.
Wait, so this one first. And we're moving that to rules. I'll make a motion to move the request from Councilor Denham to review the council rules regarding city council meetings to rules of government relations.
Second.
I have a motion to move the request from Councilor Denham to review the council rules regarding city council meetings. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Barbara?
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski. Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith. JT Terrell. Owen Zaret. Connie Denham.
Aye.
Motion passes. Councilor Peak.
I'll move that the FY 2025 City Council budget proposal be moved to finance.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to move the fiscal year 2025 City Council budget proposal to the Finance Committee. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Barbara?
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski. Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith. JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Motion passes. Councilor Peak.
I'll make a motion to move the ongoing agenda item request for board/committee vacancy review/recruitment to appointments.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to move that item to the Appointments Committee. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Barbara?
JP Kaczynski. Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith. JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye. Motion passes. Councilor Peak.
I'll make a motion to move the charter required review of salaries for elected officials and appointed committees, et cetera, to finance.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to move the charter required review of the salaries for the elected officials. Any further discussions? Seeing none, Barbara?
Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith. JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to move a request to amend Council Rule 5E, Order of Business, to Rules and Government Relations.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to request to amend the Council Rule 5E. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Barbara?
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski.
Aye.
Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith.
Aye.
JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Motion passes. Councilor Peak. That's fine, just keep going.
Okay.
Councilor Peak?
Aye.
Are these them?
Yes,
It's the same thing.
all of them.
All right, I have a handful.
Let me see if it is in order. Yeah, there you go.
I've got a handful of CPA supplemental appropriations. I'm going to make these as one big motion.
Okay.
So request is hereby made for the approval of the following appropriation. Amount requested, $600,000 to be appropriated from CPA reserved for affordable housing, $600,000 to be appropriated to Growing Green 385 Main Street, $600,000. The amounts requested will be used for the following purpose: acquisition of approximately 10 acres of land for the creation of 87 units of affordable housing on approximately 43 acres for open space conservation. The next appropriation, the amount requested is $100,000 to be appropriated from CPA reserved for affordable housing, $100,000 to be appropriated to Ferry Street Affordable Housing, $100,000. The amount requested will be used for the following purpose: pre-development costs for the creation of 96 units of affordable housing. And the final one, request is hereby made for the approval of the following appropriation. Amount requested, $200,000 to be appropriated from CPA undesignated fund, $200,000 to be appropriated to Nonotuck Pool and Area Restoration Construction, $200,000. The amount requested will be used for the following purposes. Phase 2 construction funds for the rehabilitation and restoration of the pool and surrounding recreational area. I make a motion to send these to Finance for review and to set a public hearing for February 7th at 6:15 in these chambers.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to move those three appropriations and to schedule a public hearing at our next meeting at 6:15 at this chamber. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Barbara?
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski. Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith.
Aye.
JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zaret.
Aye.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Motion passes. Before we close the meeting, we have two more things, but I just want to clarify, when is going to be the Finance Committee meeting?
5:30.
5:30 at
on
the
this
24th.
coming, a week
Wednesday.
from today.
Perfect. Rule number one, right? Right, and we have one more item, and if the council are okay to voting tonight instead of sending it to the Appointments Committee, that will be awesome. But if any councilor wanted to send it to Appointments Committee, I'm not against it either, is the appointment of Councilor Sarah to the Beach Committee. He was appointed before the last term, and Councilor Riley sent an email requesting if anyone was interested to do it. The only person who was interested to do it was Councilor Sarah, and if everybody's okay with it, I will take a motion to approve that appointment tonight. Someone have to make the motion. I can't.
Oh, okay. I will make a motion to approve the appointment of Owen Zaret to the Bees Committee with a term expiration date of December 31st, 2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the appointment of Councilor Sarah to the Beach Committee with the expiration time December 31st, 2025. Any further discussions? Councilor Riley.
I just want to say really quickly, as chair of the appointments committee, I did the appointment process for Owen in the last term, Councilor Zarrett in the last term. And I just wanted to give a thank you to him and to all the other stakeholders that put this together. It seemed kind of silly that he would have served for, the 2-year term and hadn't got to reap the benefits of having that very first meeting. So I'm very proud of the work that everybody has done, and good luck on your first meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Barbara?
Omar Gomez.
Aye.
JP Kaczynski. Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith.
Aye.
JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zarrett.
Can I vote for myself? Aye.
Yeah. Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Motion passes.
Aye.
Look like we do everything we have on our agenda. We'll take a motion to adjourn.
Do you
So
want to
moved.
Second.
take that off? Or no?
This?
Yeah.
Yes, I will let you know. We have a motion and a second to adjourn, right? Someone second it?
I
I
move.
seconded it.
Yeah, second. Barbara?
Okay. JP Kaczynski.
Yes.
Tom Peak.
Aye.
Brad Riley.
Aye.
Tamara Smith.
Aye.
JT Terrell.
Aye.
Owen Zarrett.
Aye.
Connie Denham.
Aye.
Salem Derby.
Aye.
Omar Gomez.
Aye, motion passes. Have a great evening, everybody. See
That's a quick question, Omar.
Yeah,
Thanks, everyone.
yeah, go ahead. Wait until everybody get out. If
Yeah.